This is All Things Nerd production.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Kobolds in the Basement podcast. My name is Chad Hillson. I am your game manager. We are joined here with Dave Morris.
They weren't playing nice, so I started slinging ice. Caster Flamebeard.
Schaloan Dysland.
Fell them at a steady pace, only to be led on a high-speed chase. Luminora.
And Steven Dysland.
They shot my owl. I thought that was pretty foul. So now we're going to kill them all.
Well, you heard them. Let's get into it. This is Kobolds in the Basement podcast.
Cheers.
All right, now before we get started, let's do a quick recap of the last episode. So last session, our heroes sat down to speak with Oldengarf to learn that they have not been thrown into the future or some other multiversal shenanigans, but are instead in a pocket dimension in Kyber. He offers to research to find you a way out of this little pocket there and get you home. But in the meantime, he did ask if you would help him find and stop one of his old lieutenants named Franny. He's gone solo and is wreaking havoc and is overall just not a good dude. So our heroes start to track down Franny. They find what they think might be his convoy, try and sneak up on him, only to make way more noise than anticipated, giving Franny the jump and letting him ride off with his caravan, leaving the heroes needing to follow behind. So that's where we are now. Okay. So as you all get into the cart, or, the little wagon there, needing to get all turned around, and start taking off after the remaining 3 carts. Tevin is definitely at the helm. He is using his animal friendship on the horse to help him with his steering and guidance and stuff like that. So here we are on this map. Again, it's just kind of more of a reference map. You can ignore the random dead bloody stick figures that have been painted onto this map. And also, just as a heads up, that grid does not actually line up with anything. I did circle the last cart wagon thing there for you. That's where you guys will be, so go ahead and drag yourselves onto the map there. However you want to organize yourselves within that situation. All right, and we're just going to keep the same initiative order from the end of the last session, because nothing's really changed. It's just a continuation. All right. So as you guys are riding along, you do notice a couple of figures either pop their heads out of the side of each of the wagons, or they kind of tear a hole in the side, or they're just popping out the back. And so then, but we're going to start right at the top of the order, and Luminar, that is you.
For clarification, there are 3 wagons, correct?
There are 3 wagons, and then you're in the 4th one.
Okay. And from what we can see, there's 6 baddies divided up in between those 3?
From what you can see, yes.
Okay, just making sure.
So how far from our wagon would you say the first wagon is? How many feet?
From roughly where you are, about 30 feet.
Okay. I would like to cast Entangle. Kind of probably like 5 feet in front of that first wagon.
I'm trying to jam with this farthest one ahead you can get.
Yeah, what's the 90 feet?
Yeah, you can go up to 90 feet away with the center of it.
So I should go as far away as I can?
Yeah, because
I would, yeah.
Aim for the front one.
I mean, you do you, but...
Yeah, the front one. Yeah, we were talking about the front one, right?
I mean, what is it? It's a 20-foot square.
It's a 20 by 20 square.
Okay.
It's like that.
Why is that not showing up for me? Templates. Okay, sweet. So where is the center of it going? Just kind of like...
Yeah, the center is what's got to be 90 feet. So
Yeah.
you could probably move up one space in the cart too to get your one.
Well, Chad, did you say the
Yeah.
first cart in the front leading all of this, that was how many feet away?
The first cart is a little over 100 feet to the back of it.
Okay. So yeah, I misunderstood you. I was talking about the first, like the front cart, not like the one closest to us. That's why I was like, oh, like 5 feet in front of it then, I guess. So yeah, I'll cast it at the full 90 feet.
Yeah, which is basically that red square I have up.
Well, it's only a 4x4 square for entangle.
Well, it's a 20 foot by 20 foot.
Like I said, the grids on this map don't actually line up.
Yeah, that's why it's...
But so it'd be a 10-foot radius.
So then the front of that would be, I think it was 70 or 75 for the grid, if we're going off the grid.
We're not going off the grid. It's a reference map that someone put a dumb grid on.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a square that's 20 feet on each side. So
Yeah, but that's from the center point.
I mean, so you could probably get like the back wheels of that furthest wagon.
We can do that. Okay, and then call it close enough. Because this map was supposed to just be a reference, not a measuring tool. All right. So what do they have to roll to not get stuck?
It's a strength saving throw.
Luminora?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the spell save, right?
Mm-hmm.
15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them fail. So what you notice is as these vines start to wrap up, and for the first cart, the vines they wrap around the back wheels, the axle and the back end of this wagon, and it comes to an abrupt halt, and you hear the sound of wood cracking and snapping, and then that horse just keeps running even though the wagon is still there.
Okay.
The second one, the one that is running into it, you start seeing these vines start to wrap around the horse as it kind of gets locked into place, but because of the harness and the ropes and everything like that, just this wagon kind of like comes to a stop, tilts up just a little bit, slides slightly sideways, and stops in the middle of this little cart path, this road. But the carts and stuff like that are locked up, which then inevitably, we'll see how the next cart in line succeeds when it gets to that initiative. All right. So then from there, anything else that you want to do, Luminara, with your turn?
Nope, that'll be all.
Okay, perfect. Right. As that happens, you do see one guy jump out of his carriage and is going to start making his way towards you all. That's about as far as he can go for his turn. And then from there, you see two of these guys, as that third guy was at the tail end of the cart and is locked up, still in those vines, and does not break out. You see two of them jump out. There. Okay, cool. One guy is going to take a shot at Valerian with his crossbow. But that is
Bring it on.
nat 1. Just shoots, misses wildly. The second one, I used 2 different dice and rolled a nat 1 on both of them. So neither of you guys get hit with these crossbows. Which is
I like to
very
imagine we just
frustrating.
watch them sail like 10 feet overhead.
Yeah, pretty much. And then that is going to be Tevin's turn.
You already shot my fucking owl.
Just to make sure that he doesn't crash, he's going to give the help action to the horse, the animal. He's going to use his animal handling and friendship to avoid crashing the carts at all costs. So then, Valerian, that is you.
This guy. I'm trying to figure out which one this is. Okay. That archer guy that is kind of the closest one to us. Since I haven't moved and I haven't actually even used this yet, I don't think. I'm going to steel myself and use my steady aim to gain advantage on my crossbow attack. And I'm going to try to hit him. And that's a nat 20.
Yep, go ahead and roll for damage.
And sneak attack.
Yep, because he had advantage.
And
So,
that's 60s.
yeah, 66.
6d6? Are you
On a crit.
kidding me?
29 altogether.
How does that first dude die?
Rip.
I like
Only had 27 HP.
hold out my crossbow, one hand, my left hand on my arm to steady myself a little bit, and I say, "You shot my fucking owl," and I let one go. Just goes like hits him right in like the trachea, and he doesn't die slowly. Like he doesn't die quickly. He's gasping for air, but all he's getting is blood. Drops down to his knees. Like things start going fuzzy. Like instead of little birds going around his head, it's like little owls, and he just face plants into the ground and drives
Right
a little
up.
crossbow bolt further
Trauma
into him.
response. Woof. Okay. You still have like a second attack, don't you?
I don't. That uses my bonus action.
Oh, dope. Because that was not good for these guys. Next one. For the 3. Okay, so
Although I would, I guess up to your discretion. I would. Never mind. Go. Never.
what's up? What?
I was gonna say, my movement is 0, but I could still take a cunning action to hide.
Cunning action's your bonus action.
Is it? I mean, I'm gonna trust you. I'll trust what you say, but they need to reword that a little bit because that's confusing. I will end my turn. Sorry.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know what's confusing about it. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used to take the dash, disengage, or hide action.
Yeah, you can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only to take.
yeah. The cunning action is used as a bonus action, but you just said that you use your bonus action with your
Steady.
Right.
steady aim, so then you don't have a bonus action to use cunning action.
I'm definitely not arguing it. I just
Huh.
the way that when I was reading it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I could do like another action on top of. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's all right. We're good.
Oh, good. Yeah, so then with that, as that guy goes down, the remaining carts that were not wrapped up in these vines coming out of the ground, they kind of skid to a halt. You notice out of the back of the cart directly in front of you guys, you see this hooded, cloaked figure, but they have a couple of horns sticking out from underneath their hood. And as they reach out their hand, they throw what looks to be like a pitch black shiny knife right at you, Valerian. Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Okay. So only if that goes off, you take 7 points of.
I will use my uncanny dodge. So I just half my damage.
Okay.
So probably rounds up, I imagine.
Rounds
It's
down.
Rounds
Does
down.
it?
So you take 3 points of poison damage. Luminora, who is standing right next to you, as this sharded, just pitch black knife hits, it explodes almost like what an ice knife would, but instead you see that it's this undulating black sludge. And as it hits you, you would normally take 4 points of damage because you're right next to him. right next to Valerian, but you actually only take half of that, so you only take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, what's the DC to break out of the entangle?
15.
If you fail the initial save, it is a strength check, so it's not even a save. It's just their raw strength now.
Okay, versus your spell save though, versus the spell.
Yeah, which is
So,
15.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see another hooded cloaked figure just kind of like break out of the vines at the front of the convoy there, but that is at the end of their turn. So then that is Cass. That's you.
All right. So where are these hooded cloak figures stepping out of?
There is one poking out of the back of the wagon directly in front of you, and then this one just broke free of the vines at the front wagon. So one's just
Alright.
a little ways ahead of you, and the other one's a little bit to your west.
So I've got the other guy who's tied up in the backyard. Just to give him a little smack on the cheek as I step up to the closer up to the front of the wagon, so I can probably the only one I can see out of the wagon is that hooded guy. And roughly how far away is he?
About 30-ish feet.
All right, then I will throw a regular javelin at him.
Okay.
That's only an 8.
Ooh. An 8 misses. Yeah, so as you throw the javelin, he sees it kind of whistling by all of your compatriots' heads there and just kind of leans just a little bit as it pierces through the side of the cart and wagon and goes out the other side.
Well, that's about all I got. Our wagon's still moving, right?
It is slowed down drastically. Basically, in the next few seconds, it should be at a stop.
Well, then I want to jump off and use the rest of my movement to run up to there.
Okay. Right, perfect. And then that's going to be back to the start of the top of the initiative. What you do notice, actually, everyone give me a perception check.
Perception. That is a 19 from me.
As a 13 for me.
24.
All right. So even though Cass has jumped out of the cart, is kind of running through the dirt path and stuff like that, Luminora and Valerian, you are the ones that notice that the ground kind of starts to look like it's ebbing and flowing a little bit. It looks a little trippy, like the ground is unnaturally starting to moisten up and start to look more and more like mud. But then that is back to the top of the order with Luminora.
Right.
Interesting. I would like to use chill touch on the guy in front of us in the back of hanging out the back of the wagon.
Okay.
26.
26 does hit.
6 damage.
Okay.
Then I will use my movement to jump out. What about, would you say here is about 30 feet?
You can get a little bit further in either north or west.
Go right here. Can I get a little bit of coverage there? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Well, I hate to hurt on us, but technically she would have to make a concentration check for when she took the 2 damage for Entangle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give me a Constitution check.
You used to remind the teacher about homework, didn't you?
No. She's
21.
Yeah, it's
you're
only-
fine.
yeah, it's only DC 10.
You're doing fine. It's doing so good.
Yeah, I have a homebrew rule that I'm going to implement for concentration checks, though,
Right.
that I think you guys will like. If the damage is lower than your proficiency bonus, then you don't have to make a check.
Nice. I like that, actually.
We might be able to implement that sooner with this too. Anyway, so that is the swordsman's turn. He's going to run up onto Luminora, is going to swing. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Does hit. Fantastic. Well, maybe not for you. I apologize for being so stoked on that. All right. for 7 piercing damage.
Okay, and can I use my Halo Spores on him, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Rolls a 13 for the con save. I'm assuming that fails. So
Yep.
it's 4. Okay. And then that's the end of his turn. This guy is going to run up over here. He's going to shoot a crossbow shot at Cass, but clearly a 2 will miss.
Just a bit outside.
And then the other ranged dude is still stuck in the vines.
I mean, they can make attacks. They're just at disadvantage.
Oh, well, in that case, then, yeah, he should have line of sight. 17. Ooh. 21 to hit? Cass?
Yeah, that'll hit me. Even with disadvantage, you got a 21?
17 on the die. Plus 4.
What was the other die?
A 19.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
How much was it?
For 6 damage. Yeah, so hurtful. All right, and then that will be Tevin's turn, who is just going to... He's going to throw Produce Flame at the caster there in the back of that cart that's right in front of them. But it was a nat 1, so he definitely throws it. Doesn't even hit the cart or the wagon. It just goes wild. And then that is Valerian. That's your turn.
Since he is engaged with Luminora, I'm gonna shoot at this guy. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm gonna shoot at the guy that is
To our west.
tangoing with Luminora here.
Okay.
It's 14.
14 misses.
Oof. Thankfully, I can try again, and I will. 13 probably misses too, then.
Yeah, unfortunately, it do be like that sometimes.
And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right. Well, that this first caster is the one that's in the wagon, directly in surrounding you guys. You just see him, or those that have line of sight. So Luminor doesn't see this, but Cass, Valerian, and Tevin, you see him bring up a hand, and as he brings it down, he disappears, and then he reappears off to the distance, outside of the wagon in a more clear space, and then is going to try and run up towards the first wagon to get some clearance, get some distance. The second caster is just going to, because at the end of his last turn did break out of the vines, it's going to step forward just a little bit and is going to... What's the range on it? Is going to just prepare or ready in action. You just see him stand and his hands are starting to glow with a very dull but dark flame as he's waiting there. And then, Cass, that is your turn.
Alright. I think you guys can probably handle the one Luminor is tangling with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to figure out how far away I am from those guys.
25, 30 feet.
Yeah. Just curse my stubby legs. Because I have nothing with long range. So I am just going to dash on their, like right there. Try to keep up with them.
All right. And then with that,
Due west.
after your turn, you see that some of the mud is getting more and more nasty, and you see this man step out of the side of the front cart. He looks like half sludge, but still holding the form of a man. He doesn't look like he's dripping sludge. It just looks kind of like if you imagine Clayface from like Batman, but as he's like pretending to actually like be a person, and not just in full monster form. Like he's holding shape. And he's going to step out, and then he is going to use one of his legendary actions, and I need Luminora, Valerian. Oh, hang on, let me double check that spacing. Yeah. Okay. I need Luminora, Valerian, Tevin, and I'm also gonna have to roll for these two other guys. Need a dexterity saving throw, DC 15. Sorry for the interruption, dear heroes, but I just have to ask. Are you like me and my friends, where your food tends to be lacking just a little something extra? If you are, then look no further than Crybaby Craig's hot sauce to fix all of your spicy and saucy needs. Because this pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce will go on practically anything. It was started by Craig himself in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, and this sauce has become a staple of all hot sauces and flavor enhancers across the lands for many, many moons. If you don't believe me, go and check out crybabycraigs.com and order yours today to, quite frankly, just better your life. Or at least your taste buds. But be sure to let them know that we sent you and enjoy the best damn hot sauce there is. Now, let's get back to the show.
Is that 18 for me?
9 for me.
I don't know.
Do I need to do a Constitution saving throw 2 for the entangle?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Yeah, once you take the damage.
Oh, sorry. I already hit it.
All right.
You rolled it.
So, as you're standing there, the mud and dirt and everything around the cart path just kind of turns to sludge, starts wobbling, and you get hit with this just wall of mud and slime and sludge. But the mud it looks black as it's hitting you. Okay. So Luminora, you are going to you take 8 points of damage, and you are restrained. As the mud hits you, it starts to solidify right away. Valerian, you take half that, so you take 4 points of damage. Tevin's going to take 4 points of damage. So is the guy that's standing here is going to take 4 points of damage. And the guy inside the cart is now unconscious and buried in mud. There's a good chance he's going to die. You can always try and rescue him, but it's not looking good. All right. And then that goes back to the top of the order for Luminora. To try and break free, it is a strength saving throw, but it is at the end of your turn. You can still make ranged attacks if you want to, or you can swing on this dude right in front of you, but it will be at disadvantage.
Okay, so I can use my scimitar on him, and then at the end of that, try to break free. So I will do that. I will use my scimitar. 23 to hit.
At disadvantage because you are restrained.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 14.
No, that's totally fine. 14 misses.
Okay, and now I will do my strength saving throw, which is a 17.
You are no longer restrained.
Woo!
So at the start of your next turn, you can do...
You have a reaction.
Can I use Halo Spores then?
You can, it is back. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then. Can you typically do Halo of Spores if you are restrained?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this guy, you swing at him, don't quite hit, you break out of the mud, and as you break out of this sludge, black slime, goo, go everywhere, but amidst that, there are just some spores from your mushrooms drift towards him, and those do hit him. All right. So then that is going to be that dude's turn. I mean, he's just right there. Can't really do a whole lot. Swings. But I'm assuming that 11 misses.
It does.
Oh, but does a 12 miss?
It does.
I looked at it wrong. It was a 12.
Oh.
But still misses. So that's super cool. And then next up is going to be these guys. The first one that's right there next to Cass. Can't really justify shooting or backing away. Does a 20 hit? You didn't do shield or anything, right, Cass?
I have not, but I can, which I will.
Why did I say something? God.
Well, you got to tell me what you roll to hit first. So
20. A 20.
Yeah, no, I'll shield, just in case multiple people shoot at me this turn. So AC is now 25.
Outside of a nat 20, I don't think any of these guys can hit that.
That's kind of the point.
Then this guy takes a shot. Definitely doesn't hit, but then he's going to try and break out of...
Is his action to break out?
Oh, it is his action breaker. Okay. Well, he took a shot, missed. He's just going to stay all snuggled up. That's cool. And that's going to be Tevin's turn, who is going to run off just to get a clearer shot. Is going to place Hunter's Mark on this dude and shoot with his crossbow. 19. That dude does hit for 6 plus 6, so for 12 damage. You know, Tevin kind of makes his way out of the mud, kind of dodged it, just sees one of the casters and just drops down to a knee just really quickly and just clear across the battlefield right into the chest of that dude. All right. And then that is Valerian. That's your turn.
All right. I'm also going to hop off the wagon. Just going to get still pretty close to Tevin here, but I'm going to take a shot at this guy again, but I missed twice last time. A 9 misses, I assume.
It does. A 9 does miss.
Does a 21 miss?
No, that one does not miss. That one definitely hits.
Okay. And my sneak attack, since he is engaged, 14 damage.
Yeah. How do you want to do this?
He's kind of just sparring with Luminora. He's got the spores all up in his face. Like right after he gets the puff of spores, you know, he's got them all cleared off of his face, and he doesn't even hear or see it coming. He thinks he's thinking he's doing good now because he's got the spores off of his face, but then he gets a crossbow bolt like into the ear.
Gnarly.
He thinks that Luminora killed him. Okay, he had no idea where that came.
I'll take the credit. I mean,
He'll haunt you instead of me.
Hell yeah.
And that is it for me.
All right. So then from there, this first caster is going to take a few steps back. Is going to aim at Cass there. Your shield still runs until the start of your next turn.
Till the start of my turn, yeah.
That one's going to miss. It was only an 11 on the die. The second one is just trying to create a little bit of a barrier. Doesn't like that you're approaching, especially when the boss is just over his shoulder. Is also going to cast Produce Flame at you. Cast.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I mean, that one would have been a 21 to hit, but with your shield, it does not.
Yep.
All right. And then, well, Cast, that's you.
Alright, so I'm going to charge the caster. Let the other guy swing at me, I don't care.
It was a 4 on the dice. It's not coming close.
Yeah. And then I'm going to start swinging on this guy who just threw fire at me with my quarterstaff. So, first attack is a 25 to hit.
The 25 does indeed hit.
For 8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And second attack. That's only a 14.
It just barely hits.
Barely hits?
Yeah.
For 9 bludgeoning.
He is looking so messed up. Like the taxi is dropping him off outside of death's door.
Well, let's see if my offhand attack can get him.
Wait, what?
That's only an 11, so that misses.
An 11 misses. Yes,
I wish I would have had advantage on that one.
would have been overkill, but would have loved to see it happen. All right, perfect. All right, so you see this man that you can't quite tell if how much is man, how much is sludge, starts walking up. He still has not said a word. Just looks at you, Cass. You see him wind up like he's about to throw something. You see his fist just engulf itself with this black sludge. And as he throws it, you see it harden as it's coming towards you. Would a 21 hit? Because now your shield is gone from last turn.
Yeah, but I'll put it back up. So no. Again, the flaming wings come out and just block it.
Yeah, and as this blackened looking rock just hits, it shatters and pieces go flying everywhere, but you are left unscathed. And then what he's going to do is he's going to use one of a lair action and is going to, you see him turn into just sludge surrounds him. He drops into the ground, and then you see a little bubble of sludge left up, and you see this tied up guy that's just been unconscious standing left where that puddle was, and he steps out of the back of your cart. And that is Luminora. That is your turn.
Okay. I am going to... I think I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere towards this sludge guy.
Okay.
So that the range is 60 feet, so I'll put it right next to him towards us. So on the side, on his side towards us.
Kind of like as a barrier?
Yeah.
Okay. And what does he need to roll for that?
Like the spell save, 15.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a dex save.
Oh, yep. Dexterity, yep.
Rolled a 19.
So then he takes half of 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll 2d6.
5.
Okay, so then just round down.
But it is fire damage.
That's a very good point.
So if he has resistance, it would just be, or vulnerability, it'd just be 5.
Which it is. It looks like it hurts him a little bit.
And that'll be... Zoom out here. Yeah, I'm going to stay where I am, so that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, and flaming sphere that lasts for a little while.
Lasts
For a minute.
And then, but entangle is gone.
Oh, yep, and Entangle's gone.
Okay, cool. All right. That is going to be... Yeah, he's still knocked out. I should have been... I kind of forgot to be rolling death saves for this dude that's unconscious and also was engulfed in mud and caked in it. He's not looking good.
Sorry. I was just reading on the flaming sphere. Is the wagon flammable?
Yeah.
Does it catch on fire then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then the second one is going to be... All right, so this guy is going to take a couple of steps back. This guy is going to run up a little bit. They're both going to shoot their crossbows at you, Cass.
Good luck.
Both of them miss. Yeah, so they take their shots.
I just look over my shoulder at them, like, and just raise an eyebrow, like, did you really think that would work?
As they start to reload. And then that is going to be Tevin's turn. Who, he does still have his hunter's mark on that dude, so he's going to go ahead and shoot. I can never hit anything with Tevin. It's so
Well, he had one good fight.
Over how many sessions?
I think it was like during that one boss fight, he was doing really well.
Yeah, that is true. All right. That's about all you can do. So, Valerian, that is your turn.
Right. I'm going to take a few more steps into the fray, towards Cass and all that. Since he is engaged there with Cass, I'm going to take a shot at the caster, the guy with the horns.
Which one with the
The
horn?
one I'm fighting.
Oh, the one that.
Yeah.
Okay, you said that. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
There's a 19 hit.
19 does hit.
Oh, perfecto. 14.
Yeah. So you take your shot. You can't see its face because the cloak is up. You just see its horns going through, and just the arrow just seems to disappear way too far into the hood as it slumps forward. And the reason for that is because now the arrow is sticking out the back of its head as it just falls down.
There's just a crossbow bolt sticking out of it. That's awesome.
Right. And
And then the second attack.
Yeah.
It's a tougher decision. Sorry. I'm going to help Cass. I'm going to go for the next closest guy to Cass here. This archer-looking dude.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit him?
The more forward of the two, or the one that's further back?
This guy.
Yes, a 16 does hit.
Yay. That's only for 6.
Okay.
Let's mop these scallywagons up.
All right. Well, now then, that is the one cloaked and horned dude's turn that's still left alive. It's gonna just take a couple of steps forward, a little bit further, and then is going to throw another one of those shiny black knives at you, Valerian. 15 hit.
Yes. No. Yes. Just hits.
Oh, okay.
Right? If my AC is 15, it hits.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, sorry. It has been a minute.
So you take 5 points of damage.
I'm going to use my uncanny dodge, though,
To half that, right?
to half that, yeah.
Okay, so you take 2 points of damage. Now as it no, that was only for people if they were next to you. Okay. Nope, that's it. Then Cass, that is you.
Alright, I'm gonna move up north in the field, engage both of these two guys. I will take my first swing on the archer guy who's been beaten up a little bit. It's only an 11.
Unfortunately, an 11 misses.
Second attack is a 21.
21 definitely hits.
That is 10 bludgeoning.
Woof, okay.
Yeah, it was 5 on the die plus all my bonuses.
Looking
He's
very,
probably
very
seeing all this, too.
looking so.
Alright, he's still standing. I'll swing the quarterstaff butt on him. 16.
16 just hits, yeah.
And that is 6.
Oh. So you run up, you swing once, just barely miss him, follow through, hit him, just you hear crunch. You don't know what it was that broke in this guy, but something broke. And then you followed up with just butting your spear or your quarterstaff, the butt into him, and you think that was enough to knock him out, but he's still standing. But you're pretty sure that there's not a whole lot left going on for mental faculties, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a shame that was minimum damage too.
Yeah, he's holding on by a thread, and like the thread is frayed.
Alright, that's my turn.
All right. So then that is back to the sludge guy. Now, Luminora with Flaming Sphere, the damage is only after your turn. If he starts his turn next to it, does he still take damage?
I don't think so, but I could be mistaken.
It's when it ends its turn within 5 feet or the sphere runs into it.
Okay, cool. Oh, no, I want you go on the map. Okay. All right, he's going to run over there. Just get away from the flame a little bit. And then Luminora, he does not like that you are throwing this fire at him. So what he's going to do is you see him raise his fist. Sludge starts to engulf it. And as he throws his fist, it turns to a solid rock as it is flying towards you. Does a 9 hit? No, it
It
doesn't.
does not.
It comes flying at you. You duck your head. It just rips the canvas off the top of the cart wagon that's right behind you. And then that is his turn.
Okay.
He starts yelling, "What are you guys doing here? What do you want?" And then that's Luminora. That's your turn.
Okay. Halo of Spores is a reaction, not a bonus action, correct?
Correct. And you have to be within 10 feet.
Right. Okay. I would like to use my bonus action to move the sphere into the sludge guy over here.
Okay. Just like that?
And then I'll roll the 2d6.
He's got to make a dex save.
17.
He passed, so he'll take 4.
Well, if he's
But
vulnerable, he takes full.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
taking all 8 of that.
right. And then I am going to enter a symbiotic entity for my action. I'm going to move within 10 feet of this guy and use Halo of Spores while in my symbiotic entity.
Turn.
That's a full turn.
So rolled a 15 for his con save.
So he takes nothing.
So he takes nothing. But hey, you also got that temp HP, so that's rad. That was a good turn.
Thanks. Okay, yep.
Well, let's see if that... Oh, that's the first successful roll. This guy, I mean, still not doing great. Knocked unconscious. He's stable. Well, you don't know that yet. It's the first time that he's made a noise since he's been covered in mud or knocked out. And then it's going to go to the guys that have been shooting arrows. One of them is right there up on cast, but assuming that a 10 does not hit as he swings his dagger at you.
Nope.
And then the other one, as he tries to shoot you, I'm assuming that a 9 misses as...
Yep, just bounces off the shield.
Super duper cool. It's going to be Tevin's turn. He's noticing how this sludge dude is not enjoying fire. And is going to... he doesn't have what I thought he would do. He's going to cast Produce Flames. With a 16 that he rolls, misses. And then that is going to be Valerian. That's your turn.
I'm going to run up on the sludgy guy here. And I'm going to hit him with my dagger, but with booming blade. Nat 20.
I mean, it definitely is.
Cool. So I do 8 initial piercing damage.
Plus 2d8 thunder.
Doesn't he have to move first?
No, we're at level 5. It does an additional 1d8 now.
Sorry.
So he doesn't have to move first?
Well, he takes this thunder, and then if he moves, he takes another 2d8.
That's right. So a total of 21. 21.
Okay.
Boom.
Rolled an 8 and a 5 on it. And then I'm going to disengage and back off a little bit.
Cool.
So if he stays there, he gets hit by the fire. If he moves, he gets hit by the fire.
All right. So then for...
And that is, I do believe, everything.
All right. Okay, so this hooded figure is going to just use one of his spells and use Misty Step to get a little bit out of there. That's about all that he can do this turn.
Doesn't have a cantrip or something?
Oh, he does have Produce Flame. And is going to throw that at Luminora, actually.
Thanks.
I mean, 13 doesn't hit.
Nope.
So, yep, that is their turn. That is going to be Cass. That's your turn then.
Alright. See if I can knock this guy down in one hit. I haven't been,
Finish that pump.
have not been rolling well. That's a 15
That hits. Just hits.
for 8 more.
I don't know why I had you roll damage. He only had one hit point left. Finish this dude.
Oh, I'm just like turn around and start chasing after the horn guy and just kind of backhand and just knock him out as I'm running away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'm here, and this guy's just down. I'll go up to the other one so I can actually make it too.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take my second attack. That's only a 10.
This is
And then offhand, spear butt. That's only 9. Oof, I am rolling like garbage. But I'm tying them up so they're not shooting everybody else.
And I thank you for it.
okay. That comes down to this sludge guy. Okay. He's going to.
He's stuck between a boom and a hot place.
Bum 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 bum. Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to wind up his fist once again. He's going to throw it at Luminora, just clearly making you clearly cannot hit you because that was only a 12 to hit. And then Dave, you were saying the layer actions happen at the same
Yeah.
initiative, so
A layer action always happens at the same initiative, and that's usually when you're in a creature's layer. So, but if he has legendary actions, those are triggered after a player's turn.
oh well. Then in that case, yeah, he's going to trigger one of his legendary actions, where he is going to same guy that he swapped with before. You just see this mud sludge just go over him. He drops to the ground as the puddle releases. There's this poor dude that's knocked unconscious that just gets dropped right next to a flame, and then Franny pops up across the battlefield.
Since I've hurt us, I'm going to help us with this one. If he's using a legendary action, that means he ended his normal turn next to the flaming sphere and took damage.
Because it happens at the end of his turn. Yeah,
Because it happen. Legendary actions don't happen on his turn.
they happen at the end or after.
Well, they happen after somebody's turn.
Okay. So what's the fire damage, Schaloan?
Deck save.
Yeah, Dex Dave, do I have to re-roll 2d6s for the damage this time too, then?
Mm-hmm.
That's so not good. Could he still use a reaction also?
Yes.
Good, because he only rolled a 14, so he would have failed. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to have him do that. It would be counterproductive to what everything is. So he takes 14 then. He's looking very hurt.
So is my booming blade energy on the unconscious dude or on the sludge guy?
It's on the sludge guy.
Yeah.
No.
You just haven't moved. Technically haven't moved yet.
Yeah, it just like basically misty stepped.
Pretty much, yeah. Then Luminora, that is you.
Okay. I'm going to move the sphere to this caster by Valerian.
Okay.
Ram it into him. Roll that. That is 6.
Failed his save. 6. You see that as the flaming sphere hits this cloaked person, they start to burn very quickly. It really hurts them.
Okay. And then I am going to run up on this side of the same guy and use my scimitar on him. 15 to hit.
15 hits. You don't even have to roll for damage. Finish him.
Just roll it for the stats,
4.
and
yeah, that's fair.
and don't forget to roll d6 because you're in symbiotic form.
2, so 6.
All right.
To finish him, I kind of like he's burning to a crisp, and with my scimitar, as I slash through him, it's kind of just like ashes to the wind.
Fantastic.
And that'll be the end of my turn then. That there.
Right. All right. You just hear from where you just came from, a dude that's been knocked out, but it's just been caked in mud that no one has gone after to try and keep him alive. You hear a gurgling sound, and then he just goes limp, and bubbles start to come out of his mouth as he perishes. And then from there, only option that this ranged guy that is way too close for comfort up against Cass can do is swing his dagger. 20 to hit.
20 hits.
All right. For 7 piercing damage.
Really decent hit.
All right, and then that is Tevin's turn. He's going to just cast Goodberry, just so that he has something to help with. Can't really get too much further. Hasn't been having a lot of luck, so he's going to stay back and do this. And then from there, that is Valerian. That is your turn.
I'm gonna run up just a little bit closer. So maybe go up. So I'm a little bit closer to Cass and the guy he's fighting with. But I'm going to crossbow the guy he's fighting, or try to at least. 13, I assume misses.
13 misses.
Frustratingly, I'm gonna try again. And if a 13 missed, an 8 definitely is gonna miss 2.
Indeed.
I just yell out to Cass, sorry, I tried. And then I'll end my turn.
Your dice are like mine right now.
If only I had advantage.
All right, so then that is... There's no more casters. But then there is the caster, Flamebeard, and that's your turn.
Alright, let's see. I can just get to the big guy. Like, bigger fish to fry. He gets an opportunity attack.
Yeah, it was a nat one. Definitely doesn't even come close.
Alright.
You turn and run away so quickly that he's confused and just goes, eh.
Alright. First attack. Come on, how about something decent for a dice roll? That's only a 10.
10 misses.
Second attack. Phew, that's a 9.
Also misses.
And that's an 8. Wow. 0 for 3.
Wow. Also 10, 9, 8. That's special.
Yeah. Well, that's a 4, a 3, and a 2 on the die.
That's insane. Yeah, all 3 of those miss.
Yep.
All right, and then now it is Franny's turn. As you come up, you're swinging on him right up in his face, and then you see him take a deep breath, and then he spits right at you, and like the sludge is going, but it just kind of like shoots over your shoulder as you're in between swings, and he misses with a 19.
Yep.
And then Luminora, that is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to move the sphere close as I can get, so I believe that's like, yeah, right here. There. And then with my movement, I am going to move up to here and use Hail of Spores on Sludgy.
Rolled a 16 on the die, so 18.
Okay. Question. Thorn Whip, that draws someone like closer to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind. Okay, that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. And that's going to go to the guy with the crossbow bolt still off in the distance. The one that was so confused when Cass turned and ran away instead of fighting him. turns to shoot at Valerian with a nat 20. So rolled like absolute trash. For 7 points of damage. I'm sorry, 6 points of damage. That was absolutely dumb. Can't believe that. No, on a nat 20. What terrible, terrible damage. And then still, Tevin's just kind of hanging back. Is going to run up as much as he can. Can't quite get close enough to do anything with that ranged dude. So he's just going to continue readying an action, just holding, or is going to ready an action and start holding this ball of flame, just in case. And then Valerian, that's you.
Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna. Alright, I'm gonna steady aim here. I'm gonna plant down and get advantage on this crossbow attack on the archer guy.
All right.
Nat 20. I love it.
I guarantee that your nat 20 is going to do so much more damage than what his nat 20 did to you already.
Then that's 66. 14 plus 28, 32.
How do you want to do this one?
You just like, I guess, get hit with his arrow. You know, it's well placed, but he just didn't have enough power behind it. You know, so it, like, hurt, but not a lot. So just like rip it out, whip out my hand crossbow, and I just get him in the same place, like kind of like, you know, mid chest area. But this one just goes through him and just sticks out the back. I say that is how it's done.
Hell yeah. All right. Because you use steady aim, that was
That's
your
my
bonus action, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Then Cass, that's you.
Alright, since I'm gotta be due for a good roll here at some point, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite onto my quarterstaff,
Oh no.
and I'm gonna make my first attack. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, it does.
So that is 10 bludgeoning and 5 fire. And he is lit on fire.
And more than that for fire.
Yeah, so it's 10 fire.
Super not stoked on that.
Yeah, and he's lit on fire.
So as you smack him with this, he bursts into flames. You just hear this sizzle as he starts to scream. And he looks at you. And, he looks at you and Luminora as you are both standing right there in front of him. And he kind of smirks and goes, "I'll be seeing you soon, Cass, Luminora." And then as he's on fire, he just turns into black sludge, hits the ground. The sludge seeps into the ground as the fire sizzles out. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
That son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Biscuit.
Yeah. I was how much overkill was that?
Basically all the fire was overkill. Just
good
hitting
visual imagery though,
enough.
lighting him on fire.
There's something so satisfying about just lighting an enemy on fire.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, sorry. A little bit of cough coming back in. At least a little bit more aggressively. All right.
I'm excited to see the stats from this one.
Yeah, you've got obscene
You
damage.
had a handful of just
Well, yeah, well,
marks as well.
yeah, but he's doing nat 20s with sneak attack.
Yeah.
That's 66. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was not fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I beg to differ.
Yeah. If I was in your shoes, I'd be like, hell yeah, brother. Well, if our listeners like this and would like to support us, please check us out on Instagram at Kobolds In The Basement Pod. You can find us on Facebook, or if you want to become a super duper awesome premium subscriber, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. It's a monthly subscription, but you get a ton of awesome bonus behind the scenes, everything like that. But when you do subscribe, let us know that it was the kobolds that got you to subscribe. So you get some member exclusive merch that reflects this podcast.
You know you want more of us.
Oh, so much more. Also, like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to stay up to date on episodes, bonus content, announcements, and the likes. Any of you heroes have anything you want to plug?
Not this week.
All right.
No, not really. Just
No.
make sure you eat something today, guys.
Yeah. Don't forget to wash your butt cracks.
If you have a pet of any kind, show them some love.
Yeah.
Or her.
Tell your cat I say pss, 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 pss. If you guys like other podcasts that focus on nerdy things, check out the All Things Nerd podcast. It's a weekly podcast that dives into the world of nerd. Check it out over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com. Well, that's about all that we have. So goodbye from Kobolds in the Basement.
See ya.
Bye bye.